How to paint like a pro. With a few tips from Premiere, your paint job will go faster and you'll get better results. Don't worry, you got this with Premiere. Cover your furniture and floors with drop sheets. Apply painter's tape to the walls and areas surrounding the trim. Press the tape down with a clean putty knife to avoid paint bleeding through edges. Primer can be very helpful when painting a room. There are 3 types of primers: drywall, deep-based, and problem-solving. Premiere drywall primers are useful if the walls have an irregular surface or you are painting natural drywall or wood paneling. They can also be used to spot prime any areas where you've just repaired or filled in cracks or holes. This will help prevent the sheen from looking different on the surface. If you have problem areas, such as stains, odor, or mold, you should clean thoroughly and use a Premiere problem-solving primer. Finally, Premiere Deep Base Primer should be used to lessen the number of coats required for rich colors. Deep Base Primer may require tinting depending on the color you choose. If you're using more than 1 can of paint, pour them all into a large bucket and mix them thoroughly together with a paint stick for a uniform color. When you paint with a brush, transfer a small amount of paint to a container and use that to supply the brush. Only dip the paintbrush halfway into the paint. Then draw the brush out and wipe off any excess paint. Start by painting all the corners and edges along the wall with a 2-inch brush. When you paint with a roller, transfer paint into a tray. Start by painting a big W on the wall, about 1 meter square. Without reloading the roller, go back and fill it in. Use easy, long strokes to lay the paint down on the surface. Don't push the paint on. Roll the paint into the cut line made with the brush along the ceiling. Continue on by starting in the next dry area and paint back towards the previously painted section, maintaining a wet edge. If you need to take a break or stop for the day, be sure to finish the wall you're working on first. Wait for the period of time recommended by the manufacturer before applying a second coat. Be sure to give the wall a few days to cure before hanging anything like art or shelves. A professional-looking paint job is easier than you think. Don't worry, you got this with Premiere.